Here's a quick tip on how to grow girls wrestling or even wrestling in your town or area. I just sent a newsletter out to my Wrestling Academy people announcing that we have our second summer of girls wrestling only camp, and I encourage them, bring some friends. Girls wrestling is exploding. You want to make it grow faster? Quit sitting around waiting for other people to do it. Bring 5 friends to practice. You have no problem getting 5 friends to do anything else, right? And if it's a camp, bring 5 friends. You say, well, I can't ask them to do that because camps cost money. So does a $700 tournament you ask them to go to. We have no problem asking kids to go to the VAC duels with us and buy plane tickets and spend $1,500 going to those duels, right? We have no problem that. We have no problem asking our friends to do a $90 rap concert or rock and roll concert or whatever it is, right? We have no problem asking someone to spend $900 to go to prom with us, right? If there's a $100 camp, a wrestling camp or something for girls or boys or anyone in town, bring a couple of friends, right? If you have a girls wrestling team and you only have 5 girls, every girl by Monday should bring 5 friends. Not hard to do. 2 will stay. Now you go from 5 girls to 15 within 2 days because, not everyone's going to stick it out. Then do it again. Then do it again. I know this. When I was a high school coach almost 25 years ago, it was in the late 90s, I had 7 kids on my team. By the end of the year, I don't know, we had like 25. The next year we had about 50. Some quit. I think we ended up with about 32 or so. Had 1 mat, no coach, no wrestling room, right? And we had about 5 girls, and then they sanctioned girls wrestling in Texas. And at one point in time, I had over 43 girls, if I remember correctly, come through the program. We ended the year with well over 20, right? I got a wrestling room. It was one of the best wrestling rooms in the whole state of Texas. Why? Because when you have 60 kids on your team and you're a second-year coach, and all 60 parents call because you instruct them to, and you do flyers and you give the kids and you the parents at Booster Club meetings, call this number tomorrow. Hey, who called? Hey, I have my parents. Do the call chain. Hey, who did not call yet? You call and you bother the principal, you bother the athletic director, and you talk about the safety issues of having 60 kids sharing space on a wrestling mat. Our wrestling mats were end to end to end. It was 12 foot long by about 90 foot, and it was during volleyball practice. They were hitting volleyballs on us, right? You send these parents, the more aggressive ones, you send them to the meetings, the school board meetings. Boom, wrestling room magic just appeared. I'm like, oh, I got a wrestling room. That wasn't hard, right? It wasn't hard getting 40 girls on the team. It wasn't hard having over 60 kids. It wasn't hard getting a second wrestling mat. None of this was hard. It's just being aggressive, right? But I think what we do is we sit back and we passively say, I wish someone would come and grow wrestling for me so my kids could have a workout partner. Ain't gonna happen, right? Girls wrestling won't grow until you grow it. Boys wrestling won't. We're gonna hear all these complaints here. I can't wait, the Olympics, they show curling. They ought to show wrestling. Dude, if they can make $100 million, they would show wrestling. More people will watch curling. That's the reason they show curling. That's not ESPN's fault, right? More people are more interested in curling. It is what it is. Deal with it. Don't fight it. If you want to fight it by getting friends involved. The sport of wrestling could triple if each one of you would bring 2 friends to practice, right? I have that in my academy. People are, well, we need more partners. I might bring some friends, right? I've got about a $40,000 advertising budget, some years more. That's all I can do, right? We flyer, we got word of mouth going, obviously. Hammer social media, I can only do what I can do, right? Our rooms are basically packed almost year round, right? We have over 50 kids training in some of our locations in the summer. But in some of our smaller rooms, we may only have 6 or 8 or 10. I'm like, well, I got 58 in Columbia. Chad has 32, right? My Wednesday room has 67 kids in there. Over 30 state finalists in that one room. All these parents bring friends. Bring some friends, right? So when it comes down to girls wrestling or boys wrestling or your high school team, you as a coach need to aggressively attack. You parents need to aggressively attack. The kids need to aggressively attack, right? It takes leadership and it takes being aggressive. Aggressive people make the rules. That's how it operates in America and I'm sure all across the world. So good luck. Hopefully this inspires you to quit beating around the bush and waiting for someone else to help you with growing the teams and partners and opportunities. I guarantee you want more girls wrestling camps? Fill the one in your town, right? Fill the one. Don't call with one girl to sign up. Call with 5 more. I'd say this to people bluntly, all right? We've tried a few times and I cancel. Heck, it is what it is. If it doesn't work, doesn't work, right? One year we canceled the girls wrestling camp. Within 3 weeks, I'm not exaggerating, 120 boys signed up, all right? Parents call, whoa, we were going to wait till the last minute. We were going to wait and see how it goes. I'm like, wait and see how it goes? Well, you waited too long because I got to spend 140 grand on advertising and renting this camp facility, and I got to spend, $20,000 almost every week for food. We can't wait. If there's only 9 girls signed up, we made it into a boys takedown machine camp, booked the thing, 3 weeks, right? There was a waiting list a mile long. So now the girls wrestling camp did fantastic. Last year, about 43 girls, right? We have room for 120. So I think it's going to continue to grow. But I tell these girls and the parents, don't wait till the last minute. Don't wait and see. If there's an opportunity in your town, take advantage. I have people all the time. Oh, I wish we had one of your academy locations down here. I'm like, fine. Give me a wrestling room on a Monday night between 6:30 and 8:45. I'll do it. Half the time they don't even call back. I'm aggressive, right? Some of the rooms we have created, some of them are booming. Some of them are not. They have, just a handful of kids. We're gonna play it by ear and see if it works. We're advertising like crazy. If not, boom, we'll go somewhere else. Not a problem, right? But you have opportunity in your backyard. You don't take advantage, and then you're waiting and seeing. I'm waiting to see if everybody else signs up first. I don't wait for nothing, right? That's the reason I like Brian Smith at Mizzou. I know a guy, Michael Hummer. He said about 15 years ago, right? He was like, I bumped into that guy at a Mizzou something fundraiser. I'm like, hey, yeah, Mr. Hummer, if I can help in any way, my boys are high school wrestlers and youth wrestlers. If I can help in any way, just let me know. Brian Smith said, oh, give me your number. He says, I'm not exaggerating, Nick. By 8:45 on Monday morning, I got a phone call. That guy's worked my ass off for the past 3 years. That's the reason Brian Smith's successful. He took a program that was terrible, turned it into something, right? Heck, they got guys on the Olympic team now. So Brian Smith is just a stone cold killer. And I'm asking you to be a stone cold killer if you want to have better opportunities. Take advantage of the opportunities around you. Bring 5 friends. If you're a high school coach and you don't have a wrestling room, you get 60 kids. You look at some of these college teams that get dropped, people say, oh, I can't believe they dropped wrestling here. I'm like, I can. Dude, you're at a college with 40,000 students. You're at a rich school and your college program sucks. It's easy to drop. Ohio State will never be dropped. Well, as long as Tom Ryan's there. Why? Because he's a stone cold killer. He's been there 13 years. They've been in the state in the national finals. His team's 6 times, I think. National champions once, 5 times runner-up in 13 years, right? They just got a $18 million wrestling facility built. The dude's a stone cold killer, right? He did the same thing at the other college he was at. So, yeah, college wrestling teams get dropped. I'm sure Title IX has issues, but they ain't going to drop Oklahoma State. They're not dropping Iowa. They're sure as hell aren't dropping Penn State. You look at some of the top Division II colleges around at NAI and junior college. They're not dropping those programs, right? Why? Because there's 2,000 to 8,000 people coming to the dual meets, right? So you want to build your team so big. I think about this, right? The fire department, they'll show up to some houses or apartment buildings, unfortunately, that are on fire, and they're like, dude, maybe it's a forest fire. Like, get back. It's too late. Let it go. Fire's too big. It's too hot. Just let it go, dude. It's over. We got to attack. Just let it burn. Let the house burn. No one's in there, right? Let it burn. We're not going to mess with it. It's too big, too hot, right? If some of these college programs actually didn't suck, all right, they wouldn't get dropped. And I'm not saying every college program that gets dropped was struggling, but most of them were, right? So high school coaching is the same way. Be aggressive, and I think you're going to find that, things start to happen for you from a parent or coaching or athletic standpoint.